So this thing is clear for RDD. I just quickly have a quick recap on yesterday's topics and all. So Prasanna, Tanuja, any doubt?
No doubt, Sutta.
Okay, Tanuja, if you are facing any difficulties, maybe you can face because last class you have missed. So just quickly check the recordings and then again check it from there and take the reference from this websites. If this
Yeah,
website is
sure.
this is very helpful with the basic stuffs. How we launch it, Spark cells and all. It's also, I mean, all the things are mentioned over here. Okay. Or
Yeah,
you
sure,
can do
sure.
simple Scala scripting as well. Scala scripting, I mean, the normal for loop. I didn't go through these stuffs. So normal for loop, any other thing, creating a functions and all. I haven't gone through these stuffs. Directly, I have approach to data. That is RDD at the very basics level. When we learned RDD, then we can go ahead with data frame and dataset creation. Okay, it's the next level database architecture. Okay, it's a web UI that we have already mentioned. And after that, there is lots of pages available. Okay, after that, we'll be learning Spark session, which will be useful to create a data frames. So just like mentioned, Spark session introduced in version 2.0. It is an entry point of the underlying Spark functionality. So earlier, the entry point was Spark context in the Spark earlier version. Later, it was Spark session. I'll be creating Spark session today to show the data from creations and all. Okay. Spark context was introduced in Spark 1.x and Spark context is 1.6 and Spark session 2.x. Creations and tutorials, just check it as okay. Let's try creation of Spark. Spark, RDD once more from a text file. Okay, for that, as I mentioned in last session, we can run our Spark job over here. We can also call our particular file is ready. I mean, we can put the content over here, whatever code I have written over here. We can copy this thing and create a file called some abc dot scala or scala dot scala. This is the extension name to save Scala scripting, and we can submit all the entire code in a single go over here. That is possible. Okay, so anything we can do this thing by this way, by this manner, by line execution of the code, or we can put all the codes in a single file. Suppose I have a big program or big things to be run, we can save the thing in dot scalar, and later when you want to run this thing in a single go, you can call this file. Okay, there is other way to submitting the things as well, because while it's go live into any other particular environment, we need to run the job of Spark in this manner. Spark submit. Let me show you. Spark submit to run Spark job. So you need to call the particular file where the file is loaded or located. There it should not be running in the local. There it should be okay. Spark submitting application on different cluster managers like Yarn. So specifically, as I mentioned, we will be running the things on Yarn only. So we need to put this command bin slash dot slash bin, then Spark submit, then all the parameter we need to put the master script where it's located and where it, the how many nodes I am assigning to run the thing from here. So driver memory, executor memory. That means driver nodes memory. Memory is the RAM size. Executor memory. Executor how many cores will be required. Any jar is required or not. So this kind of stuff. So you need to mention and submit the job. Okay. When we are live in a project, we need to run the job in this manner. Okay. Now let's move. Just like while learning for Python, we have used some IDE. Suppose we want to develop a big code. So it's very hard to write one by one syntax over here, or if we are putting all the things in a single notepad plus plus and saving it somewhere, maybe there can be typo, as Scala, Python, those kind of languages are also case sensitive one. So each places we need to maintain where the cases should be uppercase, where it should be lowercase. Even we are not sure on top of that. So that is why we can choose one IDE to deploy our codes. Here it will be quickly throw this can be error or this cannot be. Here they can show the warnings and all. So let's walk through an IDE. So what IDE we can use over here for Windows? We can use IntelliJ. It's also a JetBrains tool, just like PyCharm. So search with IntelliJ, IntelliJ free download. It's an open source tool as well. You can get it. Okay. So they are the only difference. Let me show you the code. Okay, let me comment everything out. This one I just created for data frames for you to be understand. It commented everything out. Okay. So this is a program should look like. Okay, let me just everything out from this. Okay. So when we are writing the code over here, so by default, when we are launching Spark Shell, we have Spark context or Spark session directly ready-made available over here. We can simply call by this way, spark.spark context. Because Spark context, they are already launching it while launching Spark Shell itself. You can see there are two lines. Spark context available as SC, Spark session available as Spark. These two keyword, SC and Spark. But while working over here, we need to manually create the Spark session. Okay. So how to create it? Let's create a Spark session. So first of all, we need to import the library of Spark, import org.apache.spark. Okay. And log4j is required if we want to check the logs and all. If we do not require this, we can omit it. No need to use. After that, we need to create a object, XYZ object, anything. Okay. Then main function inside it, no need to put unit as of now. So it's a main function. Uh, just I'm using input parameter of array, one array. That's it. Nothing. Just we are creating one function called main inside object. So this should be the structure of this program. Inside that we need to write all the codes. So the first thing we should create a particular Spark context. How to create a Spark context? The same thing. I write it over here. Yes. So just this is a Spark context AC. Okay. So Spark context, it's a new Spark context. This is the keyword. So by default, I'm receiving it while launching a Spark shell. So in the same manner, I am creating a new Spark context over here in IDE. This is the most important part. Okay, I can put any name. Over here, just I'm assigning SC value as per a convention name. That's it. Okay. Now, what codes we are using earlier to create a sequence just like this one? I'm creating the same thing over here. Sorry. So there we just need to use, instead of this, I can directly pass SC. SC parallelize sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's it. It's the same program I'm writing over here. Just put to return the value input RDD dot collect for each println. Here is the console output. Okay. Exit code 0 means it's run successfully. It's the here is the output. Okay. Here all the log stuffs is there. What are the nodes, how it can be launched and all. And it's showing one more I just found. This is the broadcast memory. It's been open in this location. Let me open this one. Let me just check with curiosity because in Spark Shell it was 4040 node. Let me check the node. No, it should not be. Actually 4040 is fine. What we just open over here. Just we launched one jobs, those jobs, and you can see these are the executed driver. Each time we are adding a Spark context. So these are the spikes based on which time I have launched it. Okay. So that thing I have already showed the last working day. You can quickly check it. Okay. So that is how we can run the job from IDE. Okay. Okay. Let's go some, deep knowledge on top of Spark coding. Just let's keep this part. Let's create an RDD from a particular file. How we can create RDD on a files from a file system. Okay. Let's learn this thing. If there is any stuck point, please ask me question. Okay. Because actually Spark, we should have more days allocated to it because we have only a few days as well. And even only this thing is we are covering this, for the first time for this course only, for this session only. So you are learning it. If there is any difficulties or any stuck point, please tell me. I'll be helping you out. Although the course should be ended, but you can try to learn it. Even I'll be organizing that stuffs with more, organized manner in the next session onwards, with having a quick demo on installation of the softwares and all. But it's also very simple. You can quickly search with IntelliJ and IntelliJ. Okay, let me print it over here. So download it and try to code it as you are coding in Pythons or any other languages. That's it. Okay. So after that, let me put some code on how to import a particular data. So I have installed this thing into my C drive. C over here. Okay. Not exactly here. I've installed in my program files. That is fine. Okay. So whatever coding stuffs I have, I am saving it. It's over here in this folder. Spark Scala codes. Okay. So I also put a file, that exam file, exam result, the same file we have used in learning Python data frames. So I'll be importing this file over here, and RDD should be created on top of that. Okay. So over here, as we are opening this Spark Scala course from here, so this is my home directory of IntelliJ. Till this directory is the home directory of IntelliJ. Okay. So I just need to import this thing from data. Let me show you. Okay, I put the command over here. Let me just this to copy. Okay. So this is the thing. Val lines. I just created one variable, or not variable, it's a value. Lines. It's been created by the same SC on top of Spark context. It's reading text file. Text file is the method name to read text file from local drives or any other, I mean, shared drives or any other drives. Okay. And I'm pointing this location, exam.csv. Okay. So it should be printing the result line by line. Or we can use multiple actions as well. We learned what is map and what is action. Tanuja, please check it once more time. So on top of RDD, we can do two items. One is called mapping steps. Another one is called action or transformation and action. Anything you can tell. So on transformation, you can, on top of RDD, you can create another RDD by imposing some transaction, I mean, transformation on top of that. But actions, it will not create another RDD. It will rather go ahead with some actions, and it will return a particular value to the driver node. Okay. So this is the difference between transformation and action. So over here, uh, here it's lines is representing each of the individual line from the CSV. Okay, sc.text file, and it's reading the path. So let's do some program. Let's print the lines. We are doing the collect operation. Collect is a action. We haven't done map or transformation. This line will be learning this thing. But as of now, just I'm checking this whether it's working fine or not. Okay, so here is the output of RDD. The same particular CSV file contains those data, and the data is present over here. Okay, we can do count operation. Let's do count. Count, it's a single value. It will be returning how many lines are there. So there for each will not be working directly. Let me print it on top of that. Twelve. Check whether it's 12. Yeah, 12 rows are there. So basically it's doing nothing. It's on top of this spark items lines. I'm doing an action called count. Okay. So it's counting how many lines are there, and it is giving me the output to the driver program itself. Okay. So it's simple program, very, very simple. Let me just quickly show you the transform and action part once more time. Okay, transforming RDD. While doing transformation, we can use this kind of operation: map, flat map, filter, distinct. While doing action, we can use either any one of this: collect, count. We just use these two: collect, count. Let use count by value. I'll be just quickly using it. Take, reduce by key, reduce, those kind of stuffs are also there. Okay. So while using RDD action, you can see more number of nodes are being used over here. While using a transformation, less number of nodes are being used. Okay. You can check the nodes are getting added over here. Okay, as of now, they have each time they are using 12 nodes. Let's go ahead with transformations and all. So how we can go ahead with transformation? I just keep them one example over here. We have 4 column over here. So we want to split each of the column. How to do that? Suppose we need to make some complex calculation. So for that reason, we need to split individual columns. Okay. So we can just like create one new array called val name. We are doing map operation over here. Map is a transformation operation. So on top of these lines, we are creating this map operation. Map is a transformation operation. Map x x, where I'm splitting the x. While using map operation, we need to use this kind of syntaxes: equal, then this greater than sign. Okay. X such that each line should be splitted with the delimiter comma. Okay, as it's a comma separated delimiter, the data should be looks like this. Okay, it's not open over here. CSP, I have opened the thing in Excel, but ultimately the file should be looks like this. It's comma separated. That is why it's CSV. Just give me. I got it.
अब येतो विषय चाल गेलो
Okay. Okay, so we are splitting the thing based on comma, and then we are picking up the 0th column. So here also we can give indexes. We are splitting it out. If we want 0th, this is our 0th column. This is first. This is second. This is third. So I'm creating a name array on top of this one. It splitting it out, splitting x's value. I mean the entire data set or individual lines, and with this comma delimiter, and picking up the 0th from the left hand side, we are taking the 0th column. If we just print name, while printing any iterables value, we need to print in this manner. The particular value dot for each within bracket println. If we just have a single value, just put println within bracket, print it. So this is the name. One just it's printed. The similar kind of stuff we can print. Suppose what are the other things? Name subject. We can put subject. So it's here it should be comma, only changes should be over here. 1. We can do other stuffs as well. Age was there. Student age or marks. Let's directly take marks. Excuse me. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3. Marks is in third column. Just print the same thing over here. In the same manner. Print the subject. Marks. Okay, so marks is there. Subject is there. You can find it in this manner. Suppose I want to do a particular, you can see the data. I mean, how many, this name is repeated for each subject. Suppose for Raghu, it's present only once. Okay, Alex, its marks, his marks in history is there. His marks in mathematics is also there. Okay, so for that thing, we can use aggregation functions called count by value. Let's do this thing. So I have taken name. I do not need this thing as of now. On top of name, just do an action name dot count by value. Okay, count by value. Okay, for each println. I'm doing this on top of name. I'm doing this operation. Let's see what happens. Okay, so this is the output. So it's counting in the entire data set or entire RDD. Alex is present twice. Arnav is present 1. Swapnil is present twice. So that is why count by value is working. It's nothing but an aggregation functions on top of a particular columnar value, how it's present, how frequent it's present into the data set. That's it. Okay. So it's a count by value operation. So the similar kind of operation, we have reduced by key, all the stuffs. It's just you need to go through. I'll not be showing everything over here as of now, but just check this document over here quickly. But if you face any difficulty or any stuck point, you can ask me question. Okay. For the different kind of actions, RDD transformation is there, action is there, and they are giving some examples in the latter pages. So if you are facing any difficulty on creating any actions and all, so ask me question. So just like, let me, tell you, the transformation is nothing but the map. If you are doing map reduce steps, So map is done by the transformation, and reducing stuffs, it's nothing but the action. We are returning something to the Spark driver. The task node are returning value. The task nodes are completed and they're finally returning the value. It's the same thing. If you can quickly remember the map reduce diagram, we have shown in the last to last class, I think, during learning the Hadoop. So there, uh, we are mapping the stuffs, mapping the data set to individual clusters, individual nodes, and then we are doing some action. The action will be returning the value. So they are returning it from the task nodes itself. So this is the same thing we are doing over here. Okay. So we can do slicing, we can do filtering, all the stuffs we have already learned in Python, but a bit coding difference is there. So just go through this page once with all the RDD examples. So here is all the link. RDD read from text file, we already covered it. Create RDD is fine. Okay, here it's the action. All the actions are listed one by one. This is a very good portal to learn it. Okay. So, okay, Spark session I haven't covered yet. I'll be covering. Okay, tomorrow we'll be covering Spark session. Spark context we have covered, but to create RDD, no need to create Spark session. Spark context is fine. Okay. To create data frames and all, tomorrow is, I think it should be the last class. We can quickly cover the data frame. Data frames, the structural and the functional things you already know. We have gone through this thing in details in pandas. The backend thing, how the node is been assigned and all, it's a bit different. And on top of data frame, we can use the SQL query over here too. So here it's a new thing. Over there we can also use, but we need to import the data frame in SQL, any database. Then after that we can use the SQL query on top of the data frame. Otherwise we cannot. So in the last day of the chapter, when we are learning ETLs, how to use Python as a ETL tool, there we have pushed the data frame into a table inside a database. Okay. So after that we can go ahead with the SQL stuffs on top of the table only. But over here we can go ahead with one new topic called spark.sql. It will be helping out to create a temporary table or view on top of a data frame in the same window, and we can go ahead with the SQL query. Suppose I'm not comfortable with the particular syntaxes to do joins, aggregations on top of data frames here, then I can directly create a particular table or view on top of a data frame, and on top of that we can do select queries and all. So that thing we'll be learning tomorrow's session. That is the end there. And apart from that, what I just mentioned, there is various action. Just check it from here. That's it as of now. Okay. If there is any difficulties or anything, please we can connect again for tomorrow. So as of now, that's all for today's session. Is there any doubt till now? Is it going? You're feeling bored or anything? Yeah, Prasanna, just you opened the video.
Yeah, by mistake I have opened the video.
Okay, no issue. Tanuj, I'm not able to hear you. If it's difficult, just quickly go ahead with the recording steps and start with this. Um, the quick, recordings, as well as just check the portal once more. Spark by examples. It's very simple. Written in very simple manner. So you can go ahead with that one. And tomorrow again we'll be connected. If there is any stuck point, we can quickly check. And after that, we can quickly touch what data frame says on top of Spark, and how we can create Spark SQL on top of these data frames. So this thing we'll be learning tomorrow. And tomorrow, I think it should be the last day of the Spark as well as the entire session. Again, the same thing will be repeated in the next session. I'm starting from the sequel onwards. Okay, and I'll try to include some more days for Spark as well in the next session with some more videos, I mean demo videos for how to install IntelliJ and all. Okay, that's all for today's session. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Let's
Bye
connect
bye.
tomorrow. Yeah.